There comes a moment in every person's life when they feel the pull to do something more, to try something new, to step outside what feels safe and familiar. And almost always, the resistance doesn't come from strangers. It comes from the people closest to you, the ones you love, the ones who know you, the ones who mean well. They question your ideas. They warn you to be realistic. They tell you why it won't work. Not because they hate you, but because they're afraid. Afraid for you. Afraid of change. Afraid of what they don't understand. Many people stood on the edge of something meaningful. Visions, ideas, career moves, and allowed one word to stop them. No. No from family. No from friends. No from people who couldn't see what they saw. But here's the truth. Just because someone else can't see your vision doesn't mean it isn't real. Don't abandon your ideas because others don't believe in them. Don't lose confidence in what you see just because someone else lacks faith. And don't be afraid to walk into unfamiliar territory. Inside you are gifts, abilities, talents, ideas meant to be released into the world. You may not have the money yet. You may not have the resources yet, but your vision is not limited by your bank account. Something inside you decided long ago that where you came from would not define where you're going. That even if you grew up in struggle, pain, or limitation, you would become better, stronger, more intentional. It takes a strong mind to say, this is not the end of my story. To say, I will break the cycle. To decide that your past will not dictate your purpose. Significant people see what isn't there yet. They imagine futures that don't exist. Until they do, they don't think outside the box. They don't even see a box. They allow themselves to dream boldly, unapologetically, and then they commit fully to bringing those visions to life. Only those who can see the invisible can accomplish the impossible. And there's even greater power in being able to speak that vision out loud, to articulate it, to stand on it, to protect it. That requires an open mind, an open spirit, and courage. Fear the unfamiliar has stopped more dreams than failure ever could. But growth never lives where comfort is. This is the season to do something meaningful, to rise again, to return to significance. Every day, life asks a simple question. What are you doing today to move closer to your purpose? Distractions will come. Messages will pull at your attention. People will invite you into conversations and situations that quietly pull you off course. The question is how much of your energy you're willing to give away. How committed are you to your gift, to your calling, to the work required to produce results? Many people talk about what they're going to do. Very few decide to actually do it. Discipline separates dreamers from achievers. Are you taking care of your body, your mind, your focus? Are you training as hard as you know you should be? Studying when it's uncomfortable? Showing up when no one is watching? There are seasons where progress requires sacrifice. Early mornings, lonely nights, missed parties, saying no when everyone else says yes. It's not glamorous, but it's necessary. Focus means removing distractions, breaking unhealthy patterns, stepping away from what feels good now for what will feel right later. Some people decide, I love myself enough to want better, enough to desire growth, enough to move towards something greater. But growth doesn't stop at what you achieved years ago. You don't get credit today for effort you made yesterday. You're still alive. You're still capable. And there's still more inside you. Prayer without action changes nothing. Hope without effort stays a wish. If something in your life needs to change, complaining won't fix it. Awareness won't fix it. Only action will. Get up. Do the work. Push forward. Significance has never been about money. History doesn't remember bank balances. It remembers impact, purpose, service, contribution. The people who changed the world lived with intention. They made a statement with how they showed up. They lived for something bigger than themselves. And that opportunity still exists for you. Refuse to be someone who simply existed. Refuse to be forgotten. Decide to live with meaning. Decide to pursue purpose. Decide that when your story is told, it mattered. Because significance is not something you stumble into. It's something you decide. You decide at the moment you stop waiting for permission. The moment you stop asking the world to validate what you already know inside, the moment you accept that no one is coming to save you, that responsibility can feel heavy, but it's also freeing. Because if your life is yours, then your future is too. You don't need perfect conditions to begin. You don't need approval. You don't need certainty. All you need is a decision to stop shrinking, to stop explaining yourself, to stop delaying what your heart has been urging you to do. The path forward will not always be clear. There will be days when doubt is louder than belief, days when progress feels invisible, days when quitting feels easier than continuing. But understand this, resistance is not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's often proof that you're doing something meaningful. Growth demands pressure. Transformation requires discomfort. Every level asks something different of you, and every new version of you requires the death of an old one. You cannot become who you're meant to be while clinging to who you used to be. So let go. Let go of excuses. Let go of old identities. Let go of fear disguised as logic. You were not created to merely survive. You were built to contribute, to lead, to influence, to leave something behind that outlives you. There is a version of you that exists on the other side of discipline, on the other side of consistency, on the other side of courage. That version is stronger, clearer, more grounded, more alive, and it's waiting for you to show up one more day, waiting for you to choose action over comfort, waiting for you to stop negotiating with your potential. You don't need to do everything today, but you do need to do something. One step, one decision, one act of courage. Because small actions, repeated daily, build extraordinary lives. And one day, without realizing what happened, you'll look back and recognize the moment everything changed. It wasn't luck. It wasn't timing. It wasn't circumstance. It was you. You chose growth. You chose responsibility. You chose significance. And from that choice, everything else followed.